Test, mic test, 1, 2.
Hey everyone, welcome to Hanover Raceway on a very lovely and sunny Saturday afternoon, and that was very much in doubt just a few hours ago, but it's going to be a beautiful afternoon of racing right here. I'm Steve Fitzsimmons, and I'm joined by Jade Summers of Harness the Hope, and it's a great charity that's on track today to raise some funds for breast cancer. And Jade, welcome, and you guys do incredible work, and you've done sort of the circuit around Ontario to a lot of the racetracks. Tell us about how the charity started.
Well, first off, I want to thank you very much for having us here today.
It's our pleasure.
The Harness the Hope Foundation started back in 2005 when the Dustin family was faced with breast cancer. So they started this foundation to help give back to those that are fighting this horrible disease and anybody that is a survivor as well.
And in that time, they've done incredible work, raised so much money, and we're happy to help today. And today we have some special promotions that are exclusive to Harness the Hope. So first of all, we have a combined t-shirt buy today.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes, we do. We have, so for today only, if you purchase a Harness the Hope t-shirt, you get a Hanover Raceway t-shirt for free.
Exactly.
So buy one, get one free.
Exactly. And there's a lot of people dressed up. We can see the pink from our studio here, and to support breast cancer, obviously. But even the horse people are getting involved in that as well.
Yes, we do. So in general, we have a best dressed for pink. So if you're tough enough to wear pink today, you can fill out a ballot to enter in for a draw to win a prize. We also have the best dressed groom and the best dressed horse. So there's horses out there dressed in pink, and the grooms themselves are dressed in pink. And we have $200 prizes for both, sponsored by the Hanover Raceway as well as Wilson Tack. So it's pretty amazing.
It's so much fun. I mean, I've seen the photos from Clinton and some other places recently, and I mean, the horse people, they really get into it.
They really do.
And they get, they deck them out completely in pink, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Last weekend in Clinton, we had a horse that had its hooves painted in pink and sparkly. It was pretty cool.
Wow. Yeah. So, you know what? It's an industry that really supports great causes, especially when it affects people in our industry.
Absolutely. Yes, the Dustin family is very much involved in the horse racing industry. So yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, they have one racing here this afternoon.
Yes.
In fact, so
yes, he is.
so yes, we have the booth sitting out front on our tarmac today. So if you're on track, come and support, of course, and drop by and say hello to the ladies. And we certainly wish you great success today. And they're presenting a blanket in race number 6 as well. Yeah. So it's going to be a great day. And we're going to take a break. And when we come back, Tony Elliott and I will run down the Balanced Image Final and the Walker Memorial Trot right after this.
The Ontario Select Sale returns in 2021. The sale will be held September 26th at Winback Farm of Canada in Inglewood, Ontario. The sale will be live and have online bidding available. It also features first Ontario crop yearlings from My MVP. Sale consignment also highlighted by yearlings from Artspeak, Better Than Cheddar, and Shadowplay. For more information, visit OntarioSelectYearlingsSale.com.
Welcome back inside our Hanover Raceway studios. We got some exciting races on tap here this afternoon. Obviously, the Balanced Image Trot. We're very excited to offer 2 major stakes on our racing calendar, and this is the second leg of that, being the Balanced Image Trot, so we're very excited for that. But we also have the Walker Memorial Invitational Trot, which annually welcomes some top-class trotters from all over the province, so we're very excited for that. We're going to take a dive into that, Steve.
We are, and I mean, that Hanover Raceway has been proud to host that since 1974, so that's a year after I was born, to put it mildly. But yeah, this is a great field, and there's a lot of hometown connections here as well, and some intriguing horses that raced recently, of course, in the Vic Hayter Memorial over in Clinton as well. And for me, that's a horse I like a lot, is number 2, Charmbo Prince. The horse knows the track well. He was stabled here until just recently, and had a great success at Clinton in winning the Vic Hayter. and is great on a half-mile track, and has drawn well for post position as well. And I like his chances. He's got 4 wins in 12 starts this year.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. It was very, very tough in the Vic Hater at Clinton Raceway. Came first up. It was out for a long time, almost 3/4 of a mile on the outside, and just kind of Mike Safta kept them alive all the way to the top of the stretch, and then pulled away for a nice victory there in the Vic Hater Memorial. And draws a lot better. Last time out was post position number 7, kind of floated away. The veteran Mike Safta got into a good spot and had to do it the tough way, but certainly earned that victory, and it'll certainly be a lot easier from post position number 2.
Absolutely. Another one that, has been a hard knocker in recent years too, that don't sleep on this one at a little bit higher odds too, Tony Elliott, is number 3, Sizzlin' Hot Herbie. If you look at his latest, certainly was coming 3 high at 3/4 in the Vic Hater, has some rest. Natasha obviously owns, trains, and drives this one. And he's chalked up some good money for her in the last couple of years. He's in that preferred 3 most of the time. He's a hard knocker, and in the right spot he could win this as well.
Yeah, and she almost did last year. Natasha Day just missed Cena Magician at the wire last year in the Walker Memorial Trot, so she's back with redemption and a little bit better starting spot here out of post position number 3. And like Steve mentioned, you might be looking at a price.
I think so, and of course, you look at some of the other ones. Cena the Magician is the defending champion here, out of post number 5. Loves the track, of course, has had lots of success here in the past, including the 157 and 3 mile he put up on the board last year, which was his mark last year for the season in 26 starts. And even you look a little deeper. The walkers themselves have won in the Walker Trot. Julie trains Profound Paragon, drew post 7, a little bit tough here on the half miler. But this horse is very legit. 12 wins in 16 starts last year, 3 in 10 this year. Certainly, if he can get some kind of trip, I think he has a big shot as well.
Yeah, it's got lots of speed. It was racing in the numbers of 5,000 last 5 at Woodbine, just 2 starts back. Was in the P2 last time out. Just kind of took an easy trip there. It was tough to get into that race where that ended up going in 56 flat, but it did win and start before by a length and 3/4 and 53 and 3. Buzzed at 3/4 and 27 and 3. So I think if it can work out some kind of trip from post position number 7, backstretch move, I think Profound Paragon and Bert Renault will send it right down the backstretch and get to the top and capture the 2021 Walker Memorial Trot.
And how much would that mean to the connections to capture their family race as well? You know what? That kicks off the pick 4 as well, Tony Elliott. And of course, we played into a $2,100 pool last week. And this is a hard race to start that and key on. Mm-hmm. Any one of those really could win. I mean, you can make a case for 5, 6, 7 of them for sure. And, it's going to be a tough stretch to kind of figure out what to map out in the pick 4, I think.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be tough because you got some veterans in here that are certainly going to go for the $8,500 on the line. There's going to be a lot of speed from the outside, obviously the inside too. Charmbro Prince can do it both ways, so you never know where he's going to go. I expect Natasha Day to go try to get to the front with Sizzlin' Hot Herbie. That's where it seems to be the best there. But then you go over to race number 8, obviously the Balance Image Trot. There's the two standouts there, the elimination winners. They were very impressive last week, but you never know with 2-year-old trotters how they're going to go. But the conditions are setting up for a monster mile.
Well, with 2-year-old trotters, you never know if they're going to stay trotting is half the problem with them for sure. And we saw that certainly in the eliminations last week. But of course, some of the steadiest ones are through to the final here. And like you say, certainly both of the elimination winners established new track records. Lily's last for 2-year-old trotting fillies in 159 and 4, tying the mark. And then Seacan for 2-year-old geldings 159 and 2, and he just walked away from the field and left them in his wake last week. A very impressive performance by Seacan.
Yeah, he was outstanding to say the least, and Bob McClure was well calculated in the speed there. It looks like he was kind of maybe taking a little look at the overall 2-year-old track record there by colts, geldings, or fillies, but 59-2 was a track record for the geldings, but he was watching the clock, but was certainly well in hand crossing the wire there in track record performance time.
Absolutely, and you look at the conditions this afternoon, the track is in great shape where the rain is holding off. It sounds like it's going to blow in after the races are over today, so could be track record in the offing this afternoon, depending on who wins. But it's going to be that kind of speed, I think, to take it down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Phil Houdon's filly there, Lily's last, was very strong last week. It looks like it was going a little bit try a little bit harder to go that kind of speed than C can, but you never know. Phil Hudon still had a pretty good grip on Lily's Last coming down the wire there. So, I mean, 5 3/4 lengths victory well in hand. You just don't know how it's going to shake out because neither Lily's Last or C can went to the bottom of the well for those victories.
You know, another interesting one to look at in here for me is number 6, Allison Ann Hanover. 4 starts, has a win and 2 seconds. Looked well in hand last week. Had drawn post 7 last week to get through to the final in second spot. You know, well back in fairness to Lily's Last, but you know, she had to get away on the gate in an awful hurry, and that might have taken something out of her a little bit, but she was able to get through to the final. She's been steady so far. She could, in the right situation, in the right trip, be a serious contender in my mind.
Yeah, certainly can. And like we mentioned with 2-year-olds, it's pretty tough to handicap because you just don't know how that's going to shake out as far as stability with their gates and things like that. It's a big question mark. So it's certainly going to be difficult to handicap as for the pick 4. But I mean, there's 2 standouts there, but there's also some other ones that could very well be in the mix. Guy Gagnon from position number 1 with Rolling and Clover hasn't really shown anything to believe that it wouldn't have a shot in here. So you just never know how that's going to look.
You know what? I mean, you know, in looking at Mark McKelvey's selections, which we'll get to in a few moments, is he has selected number 4 Stonebridge Zeus with Trevor Henry aboard for the Blake McIntosh trainee, who, you know, got into the final on the basis of a 3rd place finish. You know, a little well back from the winner, but there's something that he likes about this horse that has allowed him to select him on top. And certainly Trevor Henry, a 10-time driving champion of Hanover Raceway, knows this track better than anyone. And, you know, in the right spot could be an interesting play at a little bit higher price, I think.
Yeah, we have an equipment change to note on there. It's going from blind to open with blinkers, so a little bit of an equipment change there that may affect how this horse performs this week, but it wasn't jumping off the page last week, but it certainly could be different this week.
Yeah, definitely is going to be an interesting field, to say the least, for our balanced image final this afternoon. Of course, lots of things on tap as well this afternoon, and like the multi-leg wagers, there's plenty of that going on, which kicks off in leg 1, Tony Elliott.
Yeah, we have the pick 5 beginning in race number 1, $1,500 guarantee. We expected that to climb well above that, especially with the difficult sequences we have here. And like we mentioned, the pick 4 beginning in race number 7. We also have a pick 3, low 15% takeout beginning in race number 4. So you have 3 major wagers to play into this afternoon. Obviously, win, play, show, try, superfectas, all that fun stuff scattered throughout the races. So there's certainly plenty of opportunities to take home some big cash. And we also have a Survivor Challenge where you can take home some pretty significant money too.
Absolutely. Big pools last week. You bet us all the way over $60,000. We really appreciate that. We're hoping for a similar day today. And we wanted to have something special for our patrons this afternoon as well. And we've kicked off with a $500 Survivor contest, free to enter on our website, HanoverRaceway.com. You have 17 minutes to go. And all you have to do is pick a horse that finishes in the top 3 and advance to get on to the next leg. And $500 on the line, sponsored by COSA, the friends at the Central Ontario Standardbred Association this afternoon. And Tony Elliott, that has been one of the most popular plays of our season, that people are loving that contest.
Oh, yeah, and people are very excited to play into $500. I certainly would like to play it, but unfortunately I can't. But
yeah, it's a real shame.
Maybe next year.
And you're such a good handicapper, too.
Yeah, we'll get it over the real handicappers here soon. But no, it certainly is fantastic. People seem to be supporting it very well throughout the season. $500 on the line here. Even if you can't take it home by yourself, even taking home half of that, $250, I certainly wouldn't be disappointed.
Absolutely. And as Jade mentioned, of course, Harness the Hope on track and doing some fundraising. And if you purchase a Harness the Hope t-shirt from them today, we will give you a Hanover Raceway t-shirt at no extra cost for that this afternoon. They're also going to have a donation bucket being passed through the grandstand and the backstretch for the horse people as well. And of course, contests between the best dressed horse, which you saw last week at Clinton, was so much fun, and the best dressed groom as well. We've seen lots of pink in the crowd as well this afternoon, supporting a wonderful cause. So stop by their booth, say hello, and make a donation, buy something, and contribute to a wonderful cause for breast cancer this afternoon.
Yeah, it certainly is a fantastic organization. If you watched Clinton's broadcast last week, you might have noticed my pink socks.
Yeah,
certainly people.
I think everyone in Ontario did.
Yeah, I certainly got a few comments about that, mostly good. But it's going to be a fantastic day. We got the Walker Memorial Trot, like we mentioned, and the Balanced Image Final for $44,000. A fantastic lineup of races, 10 races set to go. And we will send it over to Garnett Barnsdale and Mike Probosi for some expert selections.
Garnet Barnsdale here with a look at today's Hanover Raceway Pick 5 ticket. In race 1, I'm going to start out with a single, number 1, Milo Man. Milo Man gets Trevor Henry in the rail here, and he's likely never going to see a better situation to break his maiden, so I'm expecting him to go right down the road and take race 1. Moving over to the second leg, I'm 3 deep, starting with number 1, I Own a Dream, who tuned up for this at Grand River on Wednesday. Getting the rail here makes I Own a Dream the one to beat. Number 2, Petro Angel is 1 for 1 in the Prospect Series. She should be a big threat if she stays flat this time, so I'm going to use her as well. And finally, number 7, Radical JJ, obviously has the speed to contend despite drawing widest. Henry in the bike just adds to the appeal for me, so I use 1, 2, and 7 in leg number 2, which is race 2. Moving over to race 3, I'm 3 deep, starting with number 6, Better Be Flying. I like that he produced a 27-4 third quarter to brush and crush last week, and he gets the call to repeat here. Number 1, Just Daisy's an obvious speed threat from the rail. She's really hard to leave off this pick 5 ticket, in my opinion. And finally, number 3, Acrobat Hanover. Had a good race, went second to the choice, making his first start back since March. And he's not out of this, especially considering that he draws a much better post position today. Moving over to race 4, I'm 2 deep, starting with number 3, All Muscle and Sass. All Muscle and Sass faces easier, draws well, and picks up Henry. She should be tough in here. Number 6, Top of the Bar, has faced much tougher most of the year. I think she should be the main threat here despite drawing wide. Finally, leg number 5, I'm 2 deep, starting with number 1, Tell Us More. And I'm also using number 2, Kingsley B. You know, if you look at the program, they both have speed. They draw the best posts. I think they're likely going to settle this race in the final quarter. So I'm 2 deep with Tell Us More and Kingsley B. Recapping my ticket, it's 1 with 127 with 136 with 36 with 12. For a 20-cent bet, that's $7.20. For $1, it's $36. Good luck with your tickets today on the Hanover Raceway Pick 5.
It's Mike Probosi from NahooPicks.com, bringing you the Pick 5 from Hanover Raceway on Saturday, August 28th. Starts in race number 1 here, numbers of 2,000 life on the pace. 2 deep to start, the 1 Milo Man. First race very well last time with Jameson. Just missed as the favorite. Draws inside again, I think is going to be very tough. We'll also use the 2 Big Lady J, who was stopped 3 times in that mile last time. Has been close its last 3 races. Just needs a trip and I think has a chance. The second race is a Prospect 3-year-old filly trot. 2 deep here, the 1 Iota Dream. 3 straight decent finishes. You get an inside draw. I think should show speed early. And then we'll use the 7 Radical JJ. Has a win in the Prospect Series. Was outside a long way at Georgian last time. You get Trevor Henry on the bike. The third race is numbers of 8,000 on the pace. 3 deep, the 1 Just Daisy gets back to Hanover. She raced very well here. Won on August the 14th. Was second the week before. The 3 and the 6 Acrobat Hanover and Better Be Flying both raced together in a race last time for numbers of 7,000. The 6 Better Be Flying has 3 wins at the meet. The 3 came off the bench and raced very well to make up 8 lengths there. I think those 2 need to be included. The 4th race is another Prospect 3-year-old filly trotter series. I'm going to use them all here. I just can't trust anything in the race. There's a lot of horses that have gait issues, but no one to trust. I think 6 deep there, you can be safe using them all, obviously. The 5th race is a 7 claimer to finish. The 1 Tell Us More dominated last time at the level, gets another inside draw, but I'll use 1 more, the 4 Phone In. This horse made up a lot of lengths here, coming off the bench. Does appear to like this racetrack, and I think has a puncher's chance if the 1 gets pushed. My ticket's $28.80. For 20 cents, you can catch all my picks on NahooPicks.com.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Hanover Raceway. Those of you joining us online, good luck with your wagering selections. We hope you enjoy today's great card of racing. And to everyone here on track, the horsemen and women, owners, trainers, drivers, and the grooms, good luck in your respective races. 28 degrees, it's humid, warm, perfect afternoon for racing. Track is fast. Changes on your program. First race, the Colonel and Barb Schneider Memorial Pace. Race 1, scratch of number 6, A Sailor's Delight is Vet Sick. Scratch 9, Miss Sophia Rose. Scratch 6 and 9 out of race 1. In race 2, a program note, the number 1 Ionia Dream raced at Grand River Raceway Wednesday night from the 2-hole, finished third, trotting in 1:59 and 4. And your next change will come in this afternoon's 8th race, race 8, the Balanced Image Final. Just an equipment note on number 4, Stonebridge Zeus, going from blind to blinkers. Race 8, number 4, Stonebridge Zeus, from blind to blinkers. A program note in race 9, the 7 Return to Style will score from the trailing post 8. 9th race, number 7 Return to Style, scoring from the trailing post position 8. And in your 10th and final, the Tender Pizza Pace, scratch number 5, Jake Parrish is Vet Lame. Scratch 9, Amazon Dragon. Race 10, scratch 5 and 9. Those are your changes on Hanover Raceway's card this afternoon. 2 divisions of the Prospect Series for Ontario-sired 3-year-old trotting fillies. As well, we have the Walker Memorial Invitational Trot carded as race 7. And the highlight of the card, of course, the $44,000 final in the Balanced Image Trot 2-year-olds. That goes as race 8. 7 minutes to post time, race 1 at Hanover. Good luck this afternoon.
And good Saturday afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Hanover Raceway on just a gorgeous day for the Balanced Image Trot, our feature event here this afternoon on a great-looking 10-race card. Mark McKelvey, happy to be here with the crew here at Hanover this afternoon for, as what I mentioned, will be a great day of racing, and we're going to kick things off in race number 1. It is the $1,500 guaranteed Pick 5, so you still got a little bit of time here. 7 minutes away, Tony, to kick off our Pick 5 sequence. And here in the opener, I would imagine the tote board is kind of speaking right now, and not really any surprise that the rail starter Milo Man is taking a lot of the action, maybe even a single for some people as they start to map out these tickets, which always makes it a little bit easier if you can find it right in the start of the Pick 5 sequence.
Yeah, it certainly is, and we'll certainly see a lot of live money drop off here if the 1 doesn't get the job done. Milo Man out of post position number 1, Trevor Henry on a half-mile track out of post position number 1. It's pretty hard to go against. The horse is 0 for 9 lifetime, but so is most of these horses, so it's not the easiest field to handicap, but it's certainly we're all on the same boat here of number 1 in race number 1.
Yeah, I'm going 1, 2, 4, 3, and like you said, everybody seems to be in alignment there. But the one thing you have to definitely be cautious of is just some of these horses. They just maybe don't like to win. And like you said, there's horses looking to get into the win column for the first time, and sometimes there's a reason they haven't done that just yet. I think this one here, though, is ready, especially after last year where he just narrowly missed. And to no surprise, like we said, taking that action, especially drawing the rail. Trevor Henry, I know you guys were talking about on the pregame show. I expect him to have a nice afternoon here. I'm backing him when we do get to the Balanced Image Trot. So we will look to see if Milo Man can kick off this Pick 5 sequence. And like we said, if you're mapping out those tickets, maybe here's a single, and then you can spread a little bit further as the sequence rolls along. 10 races in total here this afternoon, Tony, and a lot on track going on here. I know Steve was just mentioning it a few moments ago here in our pregame show, but some great initiatives being supported here this afternoon, and we certainly want to encourage everybody to participate.
Yeah, Harness to Hope is on track, and there's certainly a lot of great things to purchase. You can donate whatever way you want to support the organization for a fantastic cause. So we'll be giving you guys lots of encouragement to support them throughout the afternoon, and we certainly hope you do.
And of course, with the balanced image coming up later on today, that is race number 8, our feature. Of course, we do have the Prospect Series and the Walker Memorial Invitational Trot. So plenty of feature contests to keep your eye on. We're 4 minutes away from this afternoon's first race. Enjoy the afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being with us on track. And it's now time to get down to business in just a few moments.
There's just 2 minutes to post time here at Hanover. 2 minutes. First race is exiting the paddock. Pacers making their way to the track. Hanover Raceway proud to have the Dom starting gate. A new gate here for Hanover Raceway. You see it wrapped the Dom construction. Dom, well built. The starting gate this afternoon. With the call of the post on Parade Race 1, number 1, Milo Man. Owner trainer Kevin Budds, driver Trevor Henry. Number 2 is Big Lady J, owned by Robert Chappell, trainer Cassidy Schneider, Colonel Schneider driving. Joey Delicious, the 3, owned by